on, motherfuckers? My name is A.O. Storm, and it's time for another Etiquette For Aholes podcast. And today, surprise, we are talking about a-holes. That is what we do. That is who we are. We tweet about it. We talk about it. We are your place to rant or vent or listen to somebody else ranting or venting and bring up topics that piss people off. And we do it through Twitter mainly. It's the easiest way for everybody, right? So tweet us at E4Aholes, the letter E, the number 4, A-holes, at E4Aholes. Or hashtag something a-hole. I'll find you. I'll talk about it. I'll use you as fodder for the podcast, you know. I'll be your sounding board. That's what I do. And we do it every day, every weekday. We do it for about 10 minutes. We do it without any ads or sponsors, short of me saying, go buy the book. Go to Amazon. Go get the book. Actually, one of them will be for free starting tomorrow for 5 days. And go have a laugh. Like I said, the way the book is much funnier than the movie, or the book is much better than the movie. In this case, the book is funnier than the podcast. The podcast is more for ranting. The books are more for laughing. But you be the judge. Check them out and see. And today, part of the beauty of the podcast is being able to turn on a dime and talk about whatever's out there, and everyone's upset about lions today. Maybe we'll talk about that tomorrow. But today we're going to join the train and talk about Deflategate. For sports fans out there, and for non-sports fans out there, you can get pissed at how stupid it is that we're talking about it at all. Deflategate is, of course, the New England Patriots quarterback Tom Brady is in trouble and just received his sentence, a suspension of 4 games upheld by the NFL for intentionally deflating footballs below the mandated level of PSI, pounds per square inch, of air pressure, as per the NFL rulebook. Incredibly egregious, I know. What are we to do with criminal of this magnitude? Well, first and foremost, let's go ahead and find the a-holes in this. And number one, Brady is an a-hole. Because, come on. He is about as innocent as OJ, folks. I mean, if the cell phone is gone, you must move on. Maybe we can put that on a t-shirt or a bumper sticker. But that's his rallying cry. Look, the phone's gone, there's no evidence, so leave me alone. And he's right. But he's definitely an a-hole because he did it. Roger Goodell's an a-hole. But how do you get to be the arbitrator in the appeal? That's some real bullshit. Judge, jury, and executioner doesn't seem to really jibe with how we like our justice in America. And, come on, he's a smug a-hole anyway, but everybody knows that. And then lastly, the media. But the media is always an a-hole. But there's just too many outlets, too many screaming shows where people got to scream about something. We got to talk about something. So we're going to argue and make a federal case out of ball pressure in the NFL. That's what we're going to do. We're going to trump this up. We're going to yell about it. We're going to parse it. We're going to look at legal analysis. We're going to talk about it. We're going to get the sports scientists on about it. Is it an advantage? Is it a disadvantage? How does this work? What did we know? When did we know it? Wow. You're making us care about something that is stupid. And we're not going to get into the nuts and bolts of the thing because that's for them to go ahead and throw your way in a tidal wave of bullshit. We're just going to note that they're a-holes for making us even think about this. Maybe we just got to stop thinking about football for a few months. Is that okay? Is that okay in this world to ever not think about something, to take a break anymore? Or do we have to think about something all the time? In this case, we're thinking about football all the time. But getting back, all right, so we have this horrible scandal. It's got gate on the end. It's got to be bad, right? Deflategate. Talk about a stupid name. Whoever named it, they're an a-hole too. That's just ridiculous. We got an empty news cycle. So what do we do to fill the void during the year when sports are at their lowest and baseball is playing game 97 out of 162, and who can keep their focus for that long? So we're going to talk about this. But the real issue is that this just speaks to kind of something bigger, aside from the problem that what happens when sports and the law collide. I mean, I don't think that ever really works out well. Nobody ever walks away going, I'm glad we got the lawyers in there. Finally, we got things settled, and I feel good. Do you feel good, Harry? I certainly feel good. No, but, I mean, they're making us talk about this. Who really cares? Do you think the teams care? Do you think the team that got dominated by the Patriots, flat balls or no, is going to feel good? Oh, okay, I feel bad. No, they got the shit kicked out of them. The players have moved on. The teams don't care. No fan of the other team. I mean, short of busting Boston fan chops, which we all would like to do, none of the fans, anybody that's really holding on to this too tight and, oh, we would have won if it wasn't for those cheaters, and really means that, needs to take a look in the mirror, at least a peek in the mirror, because that's, first of all, stupid. You still would have lost. Second of all, let's not cling too tightly to these underinflated footballs of life. The players don't care. The teams don't care. So who really cares? The leagues. The league. That's all. That's the only entity in this equation that really cares. By extension of how it got carried out, the Patriots care. I mean, because they got in trouble. They genuinely, there's a 4-game suspension on their star quarterback. That impacts their whole season. That's a major. And they also had, punishment against the team. So this does matter to them. So it matters because of the repercussions, but it shouldn't matter otherwise. But the reason it does is because the league essentially was like a teacher with an unruly classroom that doesn't know how to keep their pupils from not bullying or punching women in the face in elevators or smoking weed in the back of the class. So they just yell an ultimatum and say, that's it, no more. Whoever does the next thing is in trouble. And they got fucked when their star pupil that never does anything wrong decided to stand up and go get some water without asking. And they had no choice. Now their hands are tied. Now they've got to follow through on their threat. Otherwise, they have no authority. So they have to stick to their guns and issue an arbitrary punishment that doesn't make any sense. And, well, people with steroids get 4 games, or substance abuse, and Ray Rice punched his fiance and he gets 2 games, and this is stupid and how does it make any sense? What I'd like to point out to everybody, it doesn't have to make any sense. The NFL is a rich-ass parent, and their money is not contingent on what the kids are bringing to the table. You as his fan are kids in this analogy, by the way. I guess technically it matters in the sense that if fans were to boycott, which honestly that's not going to happen, it would impact things. But outside of that, they don't care because the NFL is too successful. It's too big. So you've got your rich-ass parents, and they rule with an iron fist. And one kid gets punished and gets grounded for a week because they got caught cheating on a test. And then the other son drives the family car home drunk at age 17 and comes in after curfew, and he's only grounded for the weekend. That's not fair. The parent doesn't give a shit. They're just trying to keep order. And they're going to do what they got to do to keep order. And that's it. And there's no accountability beyond that. There's nobody above the rich-ass parent telling them what to do. And it's as simple as that. So you can bitch all you want, but bitch to your super rich dad. He doesn't give a fuck. He just wants to go about his life, And that's the NFL. They just want to keep printing money and keep things status quo, and so be it, because they know you're not leaving. They know you want to argue, but they know you're not leaving. So what do they care? You're still going to watch, and life goes on. And that's really the thing here, right? Life goes on. This is stupid. This is much ado about nothing. It will be remembered as nothing. Brady isn't going to get the Barry Bonds treatment, I don't think. I mean, I guess we'll see. They're dragging this into the courts. I mean, Barry Bonds' steroids thing was like 10 years. And baseball wants to pretend he doesn't exist and is going after felonies in federal courts. And how stupid was that, looking at a bunch of ripped-out guys in too tight of suits looking stupid in front of Congress? Other than that, getting some chuckles out of that, there's no upside to that. There's no benefit. That was just a waste of time and money and effort. Taxpayers' money, by the way. And that's all this is. We're going to drag this into court. It's going to waste taxpayers' money, people's time. It's a giant nothing. So I suppose we're a-holes for perpetuating this. But I'm going to give us a pass on this one, because I think this is on the media, and this is on the NFL, and this is on Tom Brady for bringing this to all of us in the first place. So go have your bar arguments, and go shout whatever you want to shout, but just know that all parties involved in this one are a-holes. And when the law gets involved in sports, everybody loses. Till tomorrow, folks, this is A.O. Storm reminding you to be a good person.